Good afternoon and welcome to the 2026 Minor Provincial Championships. Coming to you from Hollywood Park, I'm Cam Smith with Youth Sports Production. Thank you for tuning in. It's the final day of round robin action, and we've got a good one here, folks. This is Lakehill Little League up against Trout Lake, and the winner of this matchup will move on to the semifinals on Friday. It's been a great tournament. Both these teams have fought really hard, had some close games, and had some not so close games, but here they are fighting for their chance to get into the semifinals. One thing you'll find out about both these teams is they work hard and they're dedicated to the process, and they come out and play every game. Baseball's about fun, and these kids look like they're having a lot of fun, and competition just takes it to another level. On the mound today for Trout Lake, that's Liam G. He's a workhorse. And on the mound for Lakehill is going to be Ben Gunn. And Gunn, when he gets things going, he is hard to hit. We got Lakehill and Trout Lake. Let's get this party started. Play ball. And Lachlan leading things off for Lakehill. And he's got a 2-2 count. I'm on G. Throws some high heat and swinging on miss is Lachlan. And nice pitch to start things off for G. And then next up to bat, that's Peterson. And Peterson, he's going to hit this ball hard. Oh, that's picked up by Orier. And that's a great job by James. And that's two quick outs. And then G puts it in for Quinn. And Quinn, he's going to slash this one the other way. And he's in for a single. And a good piece of hitting for Quinn. And then Kean up to the plate. And he's going to hit this right back to G. And G over to first. And that will retire the side. And clean living here for this team out of Trout Lake, moving to the bottom half of the first. And that's Arlo is going to step up to the plate first for Trout Lake. And he's going to take a walk. And then Rockahura is going to step up to the plate next. And that's a nice pitch by Gunn, and pops it up, and Gunn will just take that himself as for the first out. And then Leroy Lundy steps up to the plate. Leroy having himself a good tournament, and he hits this ball sharply, but gets under it a little bit, and Kean plays that nicely, and that will be the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Brecken to the plate. And Brecken, he's going to look at a call, third strike, and a nice pitch there by Gunn for the strikeout. And a third out of the inning. We'll head to the top of the second. And that's going to bring up Gunn to the plate. Gunn's going to hit this ball, pops it up, and that's Rockahura is going to take that. And that's for the first out. And Cooper steps up to the plate. And Cooper, he takes a rip at this one after two strikes. That's the third one right there, and G doing a good job with the inside pitch. And now Garrett up next for Lakehill. He takes the pitch and he hits a little number, and G picks it up, fires over to first, 3 up, 3 down. Trout Lake looking solid early on. And leading off the bottom of the second for Trout Lake is Hudson. And Gunn with the pitch, and he's going to take the walk, and that'll bring up Bo. And Gunn with the pitch at Bo. Oh, he rifles this. Oh, Gunn just about gets it. Goes to second. Oh, what a play right there. That's a great play by Kean over to Nesta Peterson. And then Bo's going to steal second, puts a runner in scoring position for Trout Lake. And then Liam, 2 strikes on him. And Gunn, oh, he throws a nasty curveball beating the corner, and that's for a great pitch and a strikeout. And then Taurus up, and that ball's going to get loose, and Bo's going to move over to third. And runner at third, Gunn with 2 outs in the inning, and Taurus up to the plate, and Gunn. Yeah, that's another curveball, and that'll take care of business on the inside. And 2 strikeouts in that inning for Ben Gunn as we head to the top of the third with Easton at bat. G with the delivery, that'll be inside. He'll take the walk. And that brings up Harrison to the plate. And G with the pitch, and that's a short hopper. Now go right over to Warrior. He gets it a little way there, but he cut threw it away. Nobody was at second, and we got first and second, and nobody out. And then Nash laying down a bunt. That's a nice bunt. It just deadens. Go to third, and he's safe at third. We got the bases loaded right now, and that brings up Kai, and Kai with a hit, but Lunt throws it home and gets stops the runner from scoring, and that's a great play right there by Kai. And then with one out, Lachlan, he gets under this and he pops it up, and that's Lunt with the catch. Yeah, great job by Lunt right there. And then Peterson still with the bases loaded. And Peterson, he's going to hit this out to right field. Oh, and that was a hard hit, but James under it all the way. That will retire the side. Wow, Trout Lake got out of a big jam there. No outs and bases loaded. And now Trout Lake up to bat, bottom of the third. Oh, that's a nice bunt. And Lachlan picks it up, fires over first, but the wheels take care of it. And the wheels keep turning over to second. He goes. And that brings up Warrior. And Warrior at the plate for Trout Lake, runner at second. And there's the pitch. And that is a pop-up. And that's going to take care of this right to Kean. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. And then we got a runner at third for Trout Lake. And Oliver Fraser at the plate. Yeah, swinging on this, and Ben Gunn with a big K right there. That's the second out of the inning. Runner at third. And Jax up to the plate. Jax, this ball gets away, goes to the backstop. Runner coming in to score. Slides, he is safe. And Trout Lake on the board. And look out, here we go. And then Ben with the pitch to Jay. And he's going to walk. And that's the runner at first now, with two outs in the inning, bringing up Arlo and 2 strikes on him. What a pitch right there by Gunn. That just paints the corner again. Young man, he's right all over the plate. Great job. And we topped ahead to the top of the fourth in this nail biter. That's Sully up to bat. So he just cranks this one. And that is deep, deep, deep. And that is going close to the wall. And they'll throw it in Trout Lake, and I'll tell you what, there's Sully. That's a big time double right there. And then G facing Keon, the runner at second. Keon lays a bunt down, and I'll tell you what, there's Quinn over to third. That just worked perfectly. Runners at first and third with nobody out. Now Ben Gunn takes a hack at this one, and he puts it right up the middle, and the run will score. We got runners at first and second in this 1-1 ball game as Lakehill ties it up. Now Cooper at the plate. And Cooper puts the bunt down. Rockahora picks it up, fires over to third in time. What a play by Rockahora. And then Garrett is coming up to the plate, but Brecken's coming in to pitch for Trout Lake in relief of G, who pitched an awesome game. And now Garrett with runners at first and second. He's going to slash this one, and that goes out the field over the head of the left fielder, and 1 run will score, and that's going to put runners at first and second. And with a run in, that makes the score 2-1, and runner advances to third. A little bit of throw around there. And then next up to bat, that's Easton. And ball gets away, and the run comes in to score. He's safe, and I'll tell you what, 3-1 for Lakehill. And with 2 outs in this inning, Harrison at the bat, he takes a crank at this and then pops it up. Dan Arlo under it, he'll pick that up, and that's going to be your second out of the inning on a 1-2 count to Harrison. Down low and away, and what a pitch right there by the young man Brecken coming in relief, but Lakehill 2 on the board, take the lead 2-1, and we head to the bottom of the fourth. Rockahora at his 1-1 count, and he's going to take a good shot at this one, but he lines right out to Easton. A nice piece of hitting there. Got good contact, but Gola with the out, and that's going to bring up Leroy Lunt. He's got 2 strikes on him. The 0-2 count by Gunn. Yeah, that curveball hits this snapping today. What a job by Gunn. And then Brecken at the plate. And Gunn, 0-1 count. Brecken, he hits a high hopper. That goes right to Gunn. Fires over to first. And that is a quick 3 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lakehill with that 3-1 lead. And we're bringing in a new reliever for Trout Lake, and that's going to be Griffith in this top half of the 5th inning. And Griffith is facing Nash. And 2 strikes on him. Oh, that's a beautiful pitch right there for the first strikeout for this young man, Griffith. And what a shot right there by Kai. And that's going to get a runner on for this Lakehill club. And Lakehill looking to get some insurance. They're going to move the runner over quickly. Over to second, he goes. And then Lachlan up to bat. And the pitch by Griffith. And that is a swing and a miss. Oh, the runner goes over to third. And Lakehill getting closer to put some more insurance on the board. And then Lachlan, there's the pitch. And Lachlan pops it up. And kept it under that is Lunt. And Lunt will take it for the out. And that's a second out of the inning. Runner at third. And that's to Peterson at the plate. He's going to hit this sharply. Goes right over to Arlo. Arlo over to first base. Leroy with the catch. And that will leave a runner at third. And we're moving to the top half or bottom half of the 5th inning. And in this tight 3-1 ball game. And now Hudson comes up to bat for Trout Lake and Gunn. And he's going to end up walking him on 5 pitches. And then next up to bat's going to be Bo. And the 0-1 count. Gunn with the delivery, and that's hit right over to Kean. And Kean fires over to second, and he'll take the out. They won't get him in first. Turn into double play, but they get the sure out at second. And then Liam's up next. And Gunn with the pitch. Oh, and that's a beauty right down the pipe. And Gunn keeps delivering. Another strikeout for Mr. Gunn. And then up to bat, that's going to be Taurus. And Taurus 3-2 count on. He's going to get walked. And he's heading to first. We got runners at first and second. And we're going to hand the ball over to Sully Quinn. And Sully Quinn coming in for relief for Ben Gunn, who pitched a marvelous game. And he's going to face James, and he's going to end up, runners are going to move over to second and third in scoring position here in the top of the 5th. And then Gunn still has James at the plate. Runners in scoring position. And Quinn with a 2-0 count on the batter. And Quinn throws a pitch. It's a comebacker right to Stat. Sully Quinn takes care of it over to first in time, and the Lakehill faithful loving that one as we head to the top of the 6th in this 3-1 ball game. And Lakehill, that's Sully up to bat. He's going to hit this ball, and it finds its way in, and he's going to get a single out of that, and that's a great job by Sully. And Kean at the plate. And he's going to put the punt down. And what a throw. Yeah, it gets him in time. And wow, what a throw there. Trout Lake showing their defensive skills in this game. And getting out Kean at second, the lead runner. And that's for 1 out. And that's going to bring up Ben Gunn to the plate. And there's the pitch. And Gunn, he's going to hit this hard. But Hudson there. And what a catch by Hudson. Yeah, that's just a fantastic catch. But Sully, he would steal second, put a runner in scoring position. That's Cooper at the plate. And the pitch, and Cooper's going to pop this one up. That's going to go right over to Arlo, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. And Trout Lake coming up to bat, 3-1, looking for some runs on the board. But that's Sully saying, not today. And he throws a strikeout right away. And that's a great start to the inning for Lakehill. And then Fraser up to bat, and then he's going to hit a little number, and picking up is Quinn, and Quinn just gets away from first base, and that's just a big one right here. This is Oliver Fraser moving over to second, and he's going to put himself in scoring position for Jacks, and Sully with a full count. Yeah, ball gets away from him and going to first. That's going to be Jack. Got runners at first and second with one out in the inning. And next up is Arlo for Trout Lake and a winning run at the plate. And Sully, he pitches on, crank it as hard as Arlo. That's going to go down the third baseline, and that's going to load up the bases. And boy, Trout Lake has something cooking in the last inning in this tight 3-1 ball game. And then next up to bat, that's Rocco Hora, and Rocco Hora is going to take this ball, and that's picked up nicely right there by Cooper. Cooper over to first in time for the second out of the inning. But we got runners at second and third. One came in, makes it 3-2, and that runner at second, that is your winning run sitting there and setting the table for Leroy Luntz. And Quinn a 2-0 count to Lunt. Runners at second and third. And Quinn with the pitch. Lunt slashes this. That's fair down the first baseline. And that is going to go all the way out to the right fielder. And one run in, 2 runs in. And that is your ball game, folks. Heartbreak for Lakehill. But Trout Lake just coming back and doing a big number. Cashing in 3 runs in this final inning. And you can see these young men, just how happy they are. You know, you think you're out of it, and then all of a sudden just that one hit takes care of it. And what a game. Lakehill just played their hearts out. I'll tell you what, both of these teams just put it all on the field today, and what a game of baseball. It's just, you know, elation for one and heartbreak for the other. But we caught up with Brecken and Leroy Lunt for their thoughts on the game.
I mean, I was kind of nervous, but I mean, when I was on the mound, I kind of didn't feel worried anymore.
You know, you pitched a really good game, right? And you know, you kept the runs down. But Leroy, when you know it comes down to that last inning, you guys were down by 2. You know, everybody dreams about doing something like that. How was that actually living out of that moment? Because that's pretty special moment for you.
Yeah, it felt pretty good. Like, I was not expecting that. I was like, wait, everybody's coming out now? Because I was like not expecting everybody to run home. I was only expecting it to be a single because it went down the line, and I was expecting it to not be fair. I'm proud of all my teammates, and I'm excited to have fun with them.
And yourself?
And I mean, I couldn't have done it without my teammates. Like, they're like one of the best defenses in the tournament.
Yeah, what a game, folks. Heartbreak for one team, and Trout Lake, they have moved on to the semifinals with that big win. This game was one for the ages, and let's get out in the community. Let's support events like this. My name is Cam Smith with eSports Production. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you on the field.